Why would the thief steal the bag and then bring it back the next day? I mean, that's a very nice thief, isn't it? Hey everyone, I know you like the story times. This is one that makes me angry every single time I rethink of it, and I was actually telling a friend of mine, my phone's here, and I was telling a friend of mine about it this morning. As I say, it makes me so angry, and my friend actually said to me, you need to do this as a story time, so here goes. This is about a time where my handbag was stolen at work, and it was stolen by colleagues, and it was the most frustrating, angering situation because there was a way around dealing with it that my manager could have done and she didn't want to. When I was at school, a job came up for someone to help out at this salon, and it was through the summer months. The great thing about it was that it was fun because it was working in the beauty industry, but the pay was really good. So I took on the job, and actually there were 3 other girls, so it was 4 of us in total. And what we used to do is the summer months were really busy, summer and Christmas, so that's when we used to get the jobs. And we used to help out washing hair, keeping the place clean, doing stock takes, making sure that there was stock in, adequate stock in different rooms and stuff like that. Probably it's the same in all salons, but at this particular one, you've got 3 levels of staff. You've got the senior staff at the top, of which our boss was one of those staff members. Then you have the mid-weight people, and then you have the juniors. And the juniors are the ones who are working their way up to get to mid and then senior level. And typically they also wash hair and do all of the same tasks as us, but the difference is they are actually going to college after work and on weekends to train to actually work in the sector. We are not. We are at school, we're doing GCSEs. What led to my handbag being stolen? Well, the first couple of things happened in the first 1 to 2 weeks, probably even 1 week actually, and that was that we noticed the juniors did not like us. So there was quite a few juniors, there was 4 of us, and we were really aware that they didn't like. So for example, if a couple of them went out for lunch at one time, we weren't invited to go with them. They all had like this camaraderie together, this tight relationship, laughing, joking, generally having fun at work. With us, there would be a lot of blank treatment where they wouldn't talk to us, or they'd ignore us, or you know when you get people that go from laughing and joking to someone, and then when they see you, they're like, it was that situation. One of us, I can't remember who, was doing the stock take, and we noticed that one of the big bottles of shampoo was missing. So for any of you who don't know, when you work in a salon, let's take Kerastase shampoo. You know how that's really expensive? Well, when you run a salon, you don't buy the individual small bottles and use them on customers because that would cost a fortune. They're kind of more retail. You get them in like a big 1 litre tub, and they have a big pump on the top, and they sit behind where you wash the hair. One of the girls was doing a stock take, and she noticed that they were missing some of these large size shampoos and conditioners, and there was a trend at the time for them being sold on eBay in those big sizes, and it was fairly commonly known, like not from our salon, just generally from other salons. I don't know if it goes on now. This girl doing the stock take was looking everywhere, ended up telling the boss. One particular girl gets blamed out of us lot. There is no proof that she had done it. I don't even know why they chose to blame her out of everyone else, and the blame came from the juniors and was then fed up to our boss. This girl, this poor girl, got fired. The day that it was found out that the shampoo and stuff happened, we all got kept in the salon after, and the boss naturally kind of like lost it and was really angry, and it was really scary because you're also thinking, I will confess, I was actually thinking at the time, I don't believe this girl's stolen it. It's not like her, it's not in her nature. She was a really, really sweet girl, really, really hardworking. There was no way she did it. There was no way. And I had my suspicions on who had done it. And I don't think the person who had done it actually with a view to putting it on eBay. I think they'd done it with a view to kind of trying to get the 3 of us or the 4 of us in trouble. The 3 of us that were left, we got to a point where we were nervous. We all took in tiny bags for a start, and we felt the need to have, you know, be in the boss's line of sight so that we couldn't be accused of anything. Well, guess what? A couple of weeks later, when all was forgotten, nail varnishes started going missing. Again, one of the girls who was doing the stock take, can you imagine? You're not going to admit, are you? You're not going to go to the boss and say, hey, you know the shampoo's gone. Well, guess what? We're missing OPI nail varnishes now at however much they are a pot. You're not going to say anything if it is one of us, or even indeed if it's you that's done it. So she went and told the boss, and guess what? The boss made everyone stay after work again, and we were all made to empty our bags. And the nail varnish was in this girl's bag. By this point, I thought, this is a complete stitch up. This girl hasn't done it. If you're going to steal nail varnishes, you would declare that there was a shortness of stock and stock missing, not on the day that you're going to smuggle it out of the place in your bag. You'd wait until you got it home, and then the next day or a few days after, you'd say, oh, you won't believe it, but more stuff's gone missing. This girl didn't get fired, and I can't remember why. Time went on, and then this is where it was my turn. I was very aware of stuff going on in this place. It was summer, so I didn't take a coat in because I thought I don't want anything put in my coat pockets. I was very conscious of my bag. I kept it in the staff room. I was very conscious of it. I kept an eye on it. One evening, we locked up. Everyone went to go home. I go to the staff room. There are two clothes stand hook things where we all used to keep our bags, and we all used to keep our coats. I went in there to grab my bag. My mum's come to pick me up. My bag is missing. The bag that I had, I will never forget it. The bag that I had was from Karen Millen. It had cost me a small fortune because I was, you know, at school, and I remember buying it in the sale. Anyway, that's by the by. And it was a small rectangular white sort of box bag, and it was in what they call pony skin, only it's not pony, it's the kind of, you know, like cowhide where they still leave like the short fur on. Juniors were coming in to get their bags, seniors were coming in to get their bags. I'm like, mine's missing. No one cared. If it was one of them, they'd have all rallied round each other, but no one cared. I'm looking round, my bag is gone. My phone is in that bag, my wallet was in it, and I used to take with me, I had like a tiny bottle of Chanel No. 5 that my grandmother had given me, and I used to take it round because I thought it looked cute in my bag. Those three things had gone. I'd go out back into the salon, and no one is left at this point, and I said to my boss, my bag has gone missing. She kindly went and had a look for me, also couldn't find it, didn't care at all. And I said to her, can we please, you know, it's got everything in it, can we please do what we I didn't say it, but I was thinking, can we do what we did with the nail varnish and make everyone empty their bags? She wouldn't do it. Phoned up the insurance company, they said phone up the police, we need a crime reference number, tell us what it is, and then we can move forward with a claim. Fine. Phone up the police, they want to know what's happened, where has it happened, phone number for where it's happened. I'm already feeling the heat because if they get in touch with the boss, I know that she's going to fry me even though the fault is not my own. The next day I'm in work, and it wasn't first thing in the morning, it was part way through the day, but my boss looked furious and she called me out back and she said, what have you done? Why have you called the police? And I said to her, I had to call the police because my bag, whether it's stolen or whether it's got lost, my bag wasn't here when I came to go home. And I said, I need the crime reference number in order to get a claim on the insurance. Everyone knows in the UK, everyone knows if you're going to claim, you need a crime reference number. Everyone knows it. The fact that they want to call your premises to ask what happened is not my business. I need to claim back from my phone. She blanked me for ages. And it was very anxiety inducing because there was like a frostiness. The juniors were loving it. The evening after she tells me off for phoning the police, I go into the staff changing room at the end of the day, and in the corner, very visible, not hidden behind a box, very visible, was my white bag on the floor. it was open and there was nothing in it. And it was just there on the floor. I lost it at this point because I thought someone knew what happened to it. I really think whoever it was had taken it home, unless it was hidden elsewhere in the salon. But for whatever reason, that person has felt the need to take the contents of it but leave the bag in there. And I don't know why that was. One of the juniors, who was the leader, shall we say, of this group, notices the commotion at the end of the day and says, you know, what's going on? And I said, well, my bag, as we all know, went missing yesterday, and it's turned up on the floor, very visible, and there's nothing in it. Now, in his particular staff room, there was a long window, and it was quite high off the ground, and it had a windowsill on it, and then the actual openy bit of the window was across the top, and it was quite a thin rectangle, so it just opened out. And she said, maybe yesterday when it went missing, a thief came up through the back of the shop, put their hand through that window and grabbed your bag and then took it. And the crazy thing about it is my bag hadn't been on the windowsill or anywhere near it, it was on the clothes hook. Secondly, why would the thief steal the bag and then bring it back the next day? I mean, that's a very nice thief, isn't it? What a ridiculous argument to put forward. And not only that, but the height of the main bit of the window was such that even if you could get to the top of the window, which would have been very difficult outside the building because it was like a sheer drop, you wouldn't have been able to get your arm in and down enough to even grab the bag. Thereafter, I didn't have a phone for ages, so I remember thereafter when I did take like a wallet into work, I didn't keep it in the staff room, I kept it in my pocket on me, and as I say, I didn't have a phone, so when I needed to get my mum to come and pick me up, I'd phone her from in the salon, which they let me do, so that was very nice. And I never got the stuff back, I never figured out what happened to it, I never figured out why they left the bag behind, although I'm really glad they did, because I would have been really, really upset to have lost that. My phone was pay-as-you-go, so they got to use the credit on it. There was no way I could cancel it. It taught me a lot over the years. That's why I say to you, I don't take expensive bags to work. And the things that I do take to work look nice, but they're not the kind of thing that's really going to catch your eye and really going to make you decide you want to go and rummage through it. And I take the bare essentials with me. And I'll see you in the next video.